viewers, my name's Cara, and it's the last couple of days of the 2011 calendar year, and you know what that means? We have to recount my 2011. Yep. If you recall my recounting of 2010, I said that I started the year really crappy and then it got gradually better as I started a new relationship and things like that. Well, history repeats itself. You're gonna see a little bit of that here too. Actually, a lot of that. Another thing you'll see a lot of, though, is shows that I've been in / witnessed, seen, gotten to see over this year, because this year I feel like I saw a lot of theater, which is really good because I'm trying to make that a goal to keep seeing more, but maybe I'll do resolutions at the end. I don't really have resolutions, but anyway, here we go. So I started 2011 on New Year's with my boyfriend at the time at his house watching the ball drop on TV. Happy, happiest I've ever been in my entire life, okay? Yeah. January, still happy, started rehearsing our version of Hair, and I saw the musical Backwards in High Heels, which my friend was working on and invited us to. It was really great. A bunch of people from our department went. Fun times. February, boyfriend dumped me really suddenly and I became really depressed. I didn't make any videos because literally all I did for several months was cry and sleep, so when you guys finally saw a video a month later, it was me telling you, hey, I got dumped, my life sucks, blah blah blah, here's that video. Also during February, I saw Hair in Pittsburgh, the version that was on tour, and that was a great experience. Met some great people there, so that was a happy day amongst bad. In March, I was still crying every day. I have it marked on my calendar the day that stopped, but my calendar's at school, so whatevs. But I was taking directing among my other classes, and that kept me extremely busy and really a lot of fun. Learned a lot about directing, and over spring break, I painted signs for our production of Hair, so like protest signs and things, and that was fun. I spent just hours and hours every day just painting, and it was great. I met Mike Falzone in March of 2011. Hey boy. Speaking of boy, I also started Insanity with Matt and my roommate and her boyfriend, but that didn't last very long. I really wanted to do that. We really should do that, but now Matt graduated and whatevs. And then at the end of March, we performed our musical Hair. I played Chrissy, by the way, if you didn't hear me talk about that all the time. April, our final directing scenes performed within the first week, and mine was a great success, in my opinion. And as all of my final stuff was done and this huge weight lifted off my shoulders and I had free time, I started seeing The Counselor. The end of April, a bunch of people on my floor had a giant sleepover in our lounge, and we basically turned the entire floor lounge into a tent because there were blankets on all of the doors, and my friends brought their big TV in there, and we had mattresses on the floor and just pillows and blankets everywhere, and it was great. Freaking love you guys. We went to Red Robin with Matt, which I also have a video of. That happened in April. And I also started hanging out with the guy that I'm dating now in April. By April, I had gotten through at least a day without crying. I don't remember why that was in there, but I wrote it down. In May, I have no idea what I did really because there was nothing in my planner. We had our annual theater awards and I was not excited to be going home. There was like a sad face in my planner. Because at that point, I was still really upset about a lot of things. Bitter was pretty much my most used word, and I wasn't excited about leaving all of my friends and going home to be alone and cry about things alone, and it was really tough. Lots of insomnia and lots of watching Eye on television, which really was great but also made me paranoid because Criminal Minds, I feel like I am every victim. In June, I was a spotlight op for Dreamgirls, the musical. That was really fun, and I also saw Next to Normal with two of my friends. There's video of that. And from Twitter, I found out that also in June is when I started kind of thinking that I might be ready to be happy again. Oh, this wasn't on my list, but I feel I should also mention that one of my very close friends had a kid who's very important to me and I hope will remain very important to me, so that happened this year. In July, I was feeling tons better and I helped out with my college's theater camp again. I spent a lot of time awake at dawn playing in the lake in the next neighborhood over. There are tons of videos from that. June and July was pretty much for me working in the theater at night, staying up till dawn playing in the lake, sleeping through the day. That's how I got through it. And the medieval fair happened in July and August. Tons of videos from that. In August, I turned 21. And I live in the United States, so that's kind of a big deal. Started seeing the guy that I'm dating now a lot during August. We hung out because he was on campus for the summer and I live nearby. Kinda sorta started to become a thing, but I still wasn't ready to call it a thing because I was getting over that other thing. But first kisses are nice. He also took me to my first pagan pride day ever, which was kind of a bust because I was just really sad that day and I was just really uncomfortable with being there, and it was bad timing, but I really want to go back to another one. It seemed awesome had I been in a better mood. Somewhere over the summer, I actually started to use the word happy again. I think that was in August. Page 2. September, we went back to school and I directed a 10-minute play right away because I wanted to get busy. I was taking ceramics during that semester, and I was also the TA for a class called Rhetoric of the 1960s, so I got to talk about a lot of hippie stuff after being in hair, and that was cool. Awesome students. I think maybe the best class I've ever had, even though I love my other students, you know that, so some of my ex-students watch this and they know I love them, so shh. But really, I had an awesome class. Started seeing the new counselor, also awesome. Started planning for the fall show, which was the last days of Judas Iscariot. Started attending the Unitarian Universalist Club on campus that a freshman started. And I saw Mike Falzone again with Megan Tonjes. And I just posted a video from that, so you can check that out. Yeah! October, Theater Guild won the Homecoming Parade banner contest. Went to the homecoming game. The guy I'm dating is really into sports, and I really like being with people, and so I was freezing, but it was fun. We didn't go to the homecoming dance, though, and I'm totally okay with that, actually. We saw the live broadcast of Phantom at the movie theaters, and I went to Panera for the first time on that same day, so good experience overall. The ghost tour that I do every year, that happened again, and my mom's paranormal group did a live investigation, so we went there to hang out with them for one of the days. In October, I had lunch with a lot of playwrights and authors because we were working on research for what is my senior seminar project, but for other people it's just a project. We wrote a play about autism. I think I've talked about it before. And so during that month, I had lunch with Eric Coble, who is a local Ohio playwright, and he's pretty successful. Also had lunch with Tom Lutz and Jesse Saperstein, both authors. And we had dinner at my bio professor's house. I wrote that down because I want to remember that later. I want to remember dinner at Denny's house. It was so good. It was so good. And I had a Samhain celebration with the UU Club. In November, we had the Theater Guild open mic for the first time, and our Halloween dance. Yes, we had our Halloween dance on the 5th of November. Remember. My significant other met my entire family at spaghetti dinner. And at that dinner were my aunt and uncle who live across the country. They were there to visit, so that was cool times. Got to see them. I haven't seen them in years. We had a weekend of theater because one day we went to see A Chorus Line, and the next day we went to see the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee, which was my second time seeing it, and it's really fun to just see other productions of the same shows and see what's different. Yeah, it was cool. Thanksgiving was just me and the boy because my brother was away and my mom was in another state entirely, and my grandma was currently in the hospital recovering from a heart surgery. She's doing really well, but we didn't have Thanksgiving all together because of that. Now to December. I made latkes, and I did a video of that. I talked with my ex, the one that dumped me back in February, and I got quite a bit of closure because he let me explain things, but nothing has really changed, and that's kind of okay because I've at least allowed myself to be happy. So throughout December, I kept really busy, I finished up all my stuff to get ready to go home, and I got home for break on the 21st. Since being home for break, I have done a lot of shopping, a lot of sleeping, and saying I love you is nice. So I'm definitely not back to normal or whatever, but I guess I'm pretty much next to normal. But anyway, I'm pretty happy again, so once again, started the year really crappy. This was by far the worst year emotionally for me ever, and now we've come back into being really super happy, so it's good. I don't normally do resolutions, but I do want to say a couple of things I would like to continue. I would like to see a lot more shows, read a lot more plays, do a lot more crafts, sell a lot more things, do more videos, make more money. I would also really like to stick more on my spiritual path and be a little more serious about that, and I think I've improved that a lot this year, so I would like to continue that in 2012 and beyond. I would also like to really try just remaining happy and not caring about things that obstruct that. That would be really good. So last year on Pagan Perspective, we did a week that was just about resolutions, and I toasted you guys with water, but now that I'm 21, just kidding, because I still like root beer. Yeah, I had my mom buy me root beer, so I can't not drink it, so cheers. Happy New Year. I love you all. I hope you stay here in my little realm of the internet, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye. It's gonna be a happy new year. A happy new year. Thank you so much for watching that whole thing, seriously. Mwah, mwah, mwah. You're awesome.